All right. I think that was in a movie somewhere. I can't really remember, to tell you the truth. There are consequences for traveling to or inside of Thailand right now. I'm an expat who lives and works in Thailand. This is the third time I have dealt with Thailand's lockdowns and travel restrictions. However, this lockdown seems to be more of a suggested lockdown than an actual one. There are curfews in place throughout Thailand, but the curfews, business closures, and travel restrictions change from province to province. I live in the capital city of Bangkok, which is now a dark red zone. This color designation means we are under the strictest measures of curfews and closures. In this video, I will discuss what all of these restrictions mean and how long they will last. For any foreigner wishing to enter the country at this time, you may do so. However, all foreigners are back to a 14-day queue. There's good news at the Thai immigration and possibly a silver lining to all of this. I'll explain in this video. Welcome everyone to DoMoreLife, and that is my introduction. And yes, that was kind of corny, but whatever. That's the description of the video, and that's what we're going to talk about today. First and foremost, Philthos Griffin, Asia Unscripted, James, good to see you, bro. It's the journey again, and Roger, everybody, hello, good morning. Glad to see everyone, very glad. 16 people watching, only 2 thumbs up. You guys got to hit that thumbs up button, man. My feelings get hurt, and I get all sad, and yeah, I don't feel good when the thumbs up button isn't hit. Asia Unscripted says 14-day queue and no more outside deliveries from Food Panda, etc. Almost. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Peter, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate you guys coming in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button on your way in. I would really appreciate it very, very much. I give everybody a few minutes to roll in here. There's so much going on right now in Thailand. One of the biggest things that's going on in terms of not just the daily number of cases, for 5 or 6 days, I can't remember. It was either 5 or 6 days. Thailand recorded over 2,000 cases a day, which is a huge number for Thailand. That wouldn't be nothing for anywhere else, but up until that point, those numbers were basically unheard of. Recently, I believe yesterday was the first day that they cracked that 2,000 a day mark, and it was with a little over 1,500 cases. Have not got today's number yet, but I will have it before the end of the live stream. Asian Unscripted, who is in Vietnam, says here in Saigon they close bars, karaoke, etc. for 1 case. Wow, they don't play here. That's probably why Vietnam has survived all this in such a it's such a well intact fashion, should I say? I have to say, Jason, that's you're in a pretty good spot, bro, and don't be surprised if you see my face at some point in the future. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Filtho says, given the logic of Thai's LDs, are we limited top only 20 people in the live stream? Shouldn't you be wearing a mask? Yeah. I'm in my apartment by myself, but I should be. There's some weird stuff like if you're in a car and there's more than one person in a car right now, you have that there's a mask mandate for that, depending on the color. So they've revamped the color zones. Let me tell you about them first. First, there's the used to be green, yellow, orange, and red. And I believe the green and yellow still exist, but now there's orange, red, and dark red. So dark red are highly controlled zones. This time, instead of they've done a couple things nationwide. Don't worry, I'm going to get into the cell phone and read all of this. They've done a couple things nationwide, but the vast majority of these travel restrictions and the curfews, the business closures, the alcohol, even the alcohol bans are basically left up to the provincial governors. It's weird. I'm not criticizing the Thai government. Let me get that disclaimer out of the way. I'm not criticizing the Thai government, not criticizing the Thai health department, not criticizing the Thai, the CCSA or anybody else. I'm not, no criticism, no negative speak about them. They're doing the best they can with the resources they have. I always say that. I stand by that. Could better decisions have been made? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the story behind the scenes. I'm not anti-government, and therefore I don't talk about it. Right now the biggest issue is getting the magic shots here. We keep hearing about getting the magic shots here. We keep hearing that Phuket, Koh Samui are set to open completely using the sandbox model July 1. Even though we're going through all this right now, and that's only a couple months away, they're still set to do that according to them. The government has said there's no need for private sectors to buy the magic shots. So that tells me that there is that the government looks like they're going to handle it. So be it. I'm all for it. Peter says, we had one case in Western Australia, which is 10 times bigger than Thailand, and we had a 3-day lockdown. I understand. Hey, Ross, good to see you, man. Do you think some people avoid getting tested because they don't want to be whisked away to Q Center? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I agree with that, especially people that who work and make a living here. Because if you were to test positive, then you're going to get whisked away, and that could have serious implications. I mean, there's no this is Thailand, guys. There's nothing. Nobody's saying that. I'm not saying they will, but I'm not saying that they won't. I could see you losing your job because you got whisked away to a field hospital or whatever the case may be. I could see that happening here. Not saying it will, not saying it has. I'm just saying I could see it happening. James, here in Los Angeles, they announced today we don't have to wear a mask when outside. The only new rule is if you are going to a concert or large crowds. That's interesting. That sounds like a logical rule. Here, in the dark red zones, they will fine you $600 or 20,000 Thai baht if you are outside without a mask on. That is something to keep in mind if you're coming to Thailand. Peter says, try coming back to Australia from a high-risk country and face 5 years in jail. Yep. Well, there's also criminal charges being levied against people here who have, for example, tested positive and then gotten on a plane and went to another province, or people who are testing positive and not abiding by or not going to the field hospital. Some of the HISO community got in trouble for that. Or they're looking at charging some of the HISO community for that. What's Ross saying? Yeah, okay, Ross's comment. I got that. Robert, thank you for putting up the PayPal link. PayPal link I will pin to the top for those of you that don't know. If this is your first time watching the live stream, this channel survives off of contributions by you can call it investments as well if you're a long-term member of the DoMoreLife community. And we survive off of contributions. And that's how we get things done here. So thank you, Robert, for putting that link up there. I'm sure Mr. Jim will be around later to make some kind of monetary challenge and gift. Now, let's start into the news because this is hey, Bob, good to see you. James says, with proof of magic shots, don't have to wear a mask. That's awesome. Here in Thailand, doesn't matter if you have had the magic shots or not. You still have to wear the mask and you can still face the fine. Even if you're an expat coming over here, Andrew, I'll get your comment in just a second, but if you're an expat coming over here, it doesn't matter if you're fully inoculated or not. The only way I know to get in Thailand right now is to hit the thumbs up button on this video. I'm kidding. It doesn't matter if you're inoculated or not. If you come into the country right now, unless you have a certificate of entry dating prior to May 1st, then you are back to 14-day queues until further notice. So, we'll see how that works out. I don't know. Andrew says we'll back to be open again for tourists by 2027. That's a good question. It may be intermittently, Andrew, maybe, possibly. I don't know, man. It's a strange situation over here. I was in Pattaya. This video will be out for sure next week. I did an 18-hour. Actually, one video is already out. That was the 18 hours in Pattaya video. You guys are welcome to watch that. That was the day before these new restrictions were put into place. Let's see. James says, I would think under HIPAA laws, they wouldn't be able to ask you for proof of the magic shot. I don't think those laws apply or are constructed in the same way here, James. It's a little bit different. The privacy that you have, like in the Western countries, like in America, you have doctor-patient confidentiality and stuff like that. I've never heard somebody actually state that here in Thailand, where your doctor has to be a certain level of, there has to be a certain level of confidentiality. I haven't heard of that. Buffering. Roger says he's buffering. Anybody else buffering? I hope not. Adam. Welcome, Adam. Good to see you, bud. Was just in Mexico City. Everyone had a mask when in public, but also saw many packed restaurants with either no mask or mask worn like chin straps. Yep, and that's about as bad as you can get. When you pull it down and it gets into your face, and like me, I got a beard, and then you pull it back up. I mean, that's just not a good thing. So let me get into Jim Pell is in the house. Hello, Jim. You are just in time for me to start getting into the news. Jack says HIPAA laws only apply to U.S. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure, Jay, so thank you for clarifying that. When I'm not sure about something, I tend to lead on the side of caution. I don't just come out and say, no, that's wrong. So thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate it very much. Now, starting midnight Saturday, this is from the CCSA, and this is from, was published by the Tiger about 19 hours ago. Starting midnight Saturday, which is now for us. It's Saturday morning here. Tightened disease control measures will take effect, including restrictions set nationwide, as well as restrictions based on the recent color-coded zoning by the CCSA. The restrictions will be in place for at least 14 days. Everything's 14 days, and usually it gets stretched out. Okay, here are your nationwide Thailand restrictions. Nationwide, alcohol sales at restaurants will be prohibited nationwide in an effort to prevent gathering and slow the spread. Bars, as well as other nightlife and entertainment venues, will be closed. Schools and tutoring centers will also be closed. Parties and large gatherings are banned, except for household and traditional gatherings and ceremonies like funerals. Face masks will be required in public places in all provinces, although most provinces have already imposed local measures requiring masks to be worn. Dark red zones. That is the zone that Jim said, before you get into the news, would you please give us your Cash App name, and do you still have your Cash App code? I have the code. My name is just my name, Jim. I'll give you the Cash App here. Let's see. It is. It's just another way to contribute, guys, in case you're wondering what Jim's asking for. That's the code right there, brother. For that, the PayPal link is at the top. Super Chat is always available. So, dark red zones. This is the zone that Bangkok and 5 other provinces fall into. Under new zoning, 6 provinces are classified as dark red zones under the highest control to slow the spread of the virus. Those provinces include Bangkok, Chonburi, Chiang Mai, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, and Samut Prakan. Hey, Lyle, good to see you, man. Here are the restrictions in the dark red zones. In addition to the nationwide restrictions that I just read, you want the $5 thing? He is not a number. He is a man, for the fans of the... Thanks, Viltos. That's pretty good. For the $5 referral. Oh, yeah. Hang on one second. Let me get that up. And it is... KSXZPR. Sorry for the short intermission here, guys. Jim's trying to help the channel. There you go, Jim. Okay. Back to the dark red zones. Dark red zones. 6 provinces. Bangkok, Chonburi, Chiang Mai, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, and Samut Prakan. Dine-in services at restaurants are prohibited in dark red zones. Restaurants and cafes can offer takeaway services until 9 p.m. So now, I can't get out to go to a restaurant if I want to. So we went shopping yesterday and got a bunch of food. Nothing to be sorry about there, Mr. Pale. We can't go out to a restaurant to eat anymore. You can get takeaway from those restaurants, but often if you really think about the takeaway here, many times they have new menus here, and the restaurants come out with the menus, and they don't always put everything that's available at the restaurant on the menus. So it makes it a little, Second, convenience stores must be closed from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Gatherings of more than 20 people are prohibited. Sports fields can stay open until 9 p.m., but no spectators are allowed. Indoor fitness centers and gymnasiums must close. Now, if you're in a red zone, 45 provinces will be classified as red zones under maximum control. Restaurants in red zones can offer dine-in services until 9 p.m. and takeaway until 11. Convenience stores must be closed from 11 p.m. to 4 a.m. Gatherings of more than 50 people are prohibited. Sports fields can stay open until 9 p.m., but the number of people attending the sports events is limited. Orange zones. 26 provinces will be classified as orange zones or controlled areas. Restaurants in orange zones can offer dining services until 11 p.m. Gatherings of more than 50 people are prohibited. Sports fields can stay open as usual, but the number of people at the event is limited. And that pretty much sums up, because the whole country is either orange, red, or dark red right now. Ross says not everything a restaurant makes does well for delivery. That's true. I won't argue that point with you, Ross. That's true. But some of the newer stuff they do. For example, they have many Thai restaurants are now coming out with cannabis menus, and these are not like the THC kind of cannabis. This is like the CBD type of cannabis that you can order. Particularly Black Canyon Coffee, I've noticed, has done keto menus, plant-based menus, and now they have a cannabis menu where you can try it and you don't have to worry about the effects of it or whatever, the high part. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It's got so little THC in it, it doesn't affect you at all. At least that's what it says when you read them. So some of the newer stuff, things like that, like I ate at a restaurant in Pattaya, which was a hole-in-the-wall restaurant, but it was a one of those type of restaurants, and the food was delicious. It doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have anything to get you high. It's just the health properties of the leaf itself, and CBD is just outstanding. Even my doctor told me that. Oh, it looks like the notification finally went out that the video's on. So basically, we're locked down, but we're not locked down. And this is what I meant. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. On the 5th, good for you. Glad that you will be getting a second treatment. I like the way you put that. I wanted to read you another article too, because there is some interesting things going on around here. And this was also, so they have these soft curfews that they're talking about. Several Thai provinces have introduced soft curfews requesting. This is what I mean by the suggested, not the B word. Good morning, everyone. Hey, James. Yes, the journey says, not sure who said LA doesn't have to wear a mask. Partially true. If you're fully, let's say, inoculated, there are less restrictions, but it's not free for all. California has the lowest C cases in the U.S. now. That is interesting. You got the whole V word in there, so I'm going to swipe it. But no offense, it's the journey. Thank you for the comment. Nonetheless. Now, this was also published 19 hours ago. It says, several Thai provinces have introduced soft curfews, requesting people to stay home during late night and early morning hours unless travel is absolutely necessary. This is the part where you get into the suggested lockdown, right? So they're not making it mandatory that you can't leave your house, but they're highly recommending that you stay home and don't travel. I'll read the paragraph again. It says several Thai provinces have introduced soft, quote, in quotes, soft curfews, requesting people to stay at home during late night and early morning hours unless travel is absolutely necessary. The new restrictions are part of additional measures announced by the government, including new zoning and color coding of provinces based on the number of infections recorded. Okay, then it goes on to talk about the highest controlled zones. The TAT published the following list of provinces that have set soft curfews requesting is the key word here, requesting that people stay home during those hours. There is a long list of, I'll try to read them. Chainat, Nakan Patam, Nakan Nayok, Nathaburi Patumtani, Pechaburi, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakan. Then there's a Phrae, not sure which one that's in northern Thailand. Muingkan, northeast Thailand. Southern Thailand, Ranong, Songkla, Surat Thani, Trang, and Yala. And then they give the times on there. They all vary a little bit. But these are so the government's trying to encourage people to stay home and not travel. All right. So they don't want you to get out and travel, even though the curfews are for the businesses, it seems. But the dine-in alcohol ban is nationwide, and we went over all that good stuff. Tim says, well, it's 2 a.m. and I need a beer, therefore it's necessary I find one. I hear you, man. Did I know that Krabi has giants? No, I was not aware of Krabi having giants. What I am aware of is what this is going to do to Thailand. Now, listen, guys. Here's the thing. Thailand has been, as the last reading that I read, okay, which was about, I think, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 0.82% of Thailand's population has been inoculated. They need to attain 70% to get the herd. You guys know what I'm talking about. In order to safely reopen the country, according to them. So they're asking to be able to manufacture the AstraZeneca. I probably shouldn't say that whole thing here. And they're also asking to manufacture a medication, a treatment here. And I want to read you this article too. This is a Japanese antiviral drug, and I'm not going to read the whole article, but it says it's for serious conditions related to the illness. Basically, they got overwhelmed on this third wave. It says Thailand's government pharmaceutical organization has been told to seek permission to produce this drug. I'm not going to name the drug because that could get me in trouble with YouTube. In Thailand, according to deputy government spokesperson, I can't pronounce his name. The demand for the antiviral drug has spiked since the recent outbreak. They said they had stockpiled about 400,000 pills of it at the onset of the current wave. But they're giving up so fast, the organization ordered or is going to order 500,000 more. The Thai government ended up ordering 2 million more doses, which arrived earlier this week. And the health minister Enuton, another delivery of 1 million pills will arrive in May. So they are looking for ways to treat this. I have looked and seen some alternative treatments that I can't discuss on YouTube, of course. But I'm looking for a place to put those because they seem to work very, very well. And I'm looking for a place to have a discussion about it. I can't even do it in the channel member section because it goes against community guidelines. So it might be time to open up a Rumble page or an Odyssey page. I'm not sure. Let's go for, let me catch up on the comments real quick. James said the sandbox travel in Phuket is still moving forward, as they say. Yep, that's what they say. I don't see it happening. It might. It very well may. I don't see it happening. Thailand overdue for no comment, Philtos. Tim says in the caves of Krabi they have found skeletons of giants at least 9 feet tall. No joke. I'm glad I wasn't around when they were there, for sure. Yes, the Journey says I wrote out B and made initials for C. Sorry, Jeremy. It's no problem. Nothing to apologize for. California has the lowest cases of C, and only fully B peeps can go maskless with restrictions. I do have to get C test done before returning to the U.S., and I have B. Good for you, bud. Travel TV, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Hope everything's going well. Hope you are getting ready to make your return to Southeast Asia somewhere. Tim says, well, 2 million doses sounds like a start. Yes, it does. Jim, there's Jim again. Hey, guys, I know it's a little early to do this. Jeremy, if you can get 10 people to send $10 each, I don't care how you get 100. I will add 25 to it. PayPal or Cash App, 10:30 to 10:50 p.m. my time. So that's over the next 20 minutes. If we get 10 people to send $10, then Jim's going to match it, or Jim's going to contribute an additional 25. And let me tell you, the channel could use it. So, anybody feeling generous today, there is your challenge, and Jim has started it, and that is a 20-minute challenge. Thank you, Jim, for putting that out there. We'll see how many people take advantage of that. $10. Not bad. And then he wrote the same comment again. I know you need it. Yep, channel needs it. That's for sure. Channel needs it. It's the Journey says I'm currently in San. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. And anybody that's gonna bust out that. Well, there's the first one. I believe that's my boy, Travel TV right there, and I thank him tremendously for it. That is, that would be $10. And my internet's running really slow this morning, guys. I don't know why, but the emails may not come through. So, let me try switching Wi-Fi's here, because that would be really, really nice and super beneficial to the channel if we can meet Jim's goal. As always, I'll switch my Wi-Fi over and see if I can get the emails to come through a little bit faster than normal. I promise you, we just got 10. Yep, so Travel TV says I got 10. There you go. Thank you very much, Travel TV. I see you with all your new gear, so I appreciate you hitting that with the 10. Jim, you may have to take my word for it for a little while, because for some reason the email that comes through with the, so you get the PayPal and then you get the email, and the email doesn't show everybody's information. That's what I always show people. And right now the email has not come through, so just, you guys are gonna have to take my word for it. Tim says, wow, it's 10:30 p.m. Time flies. Yes, it is. This week. Yes. Jim says, I'm doing it early because I may not get to stay the whole time, guys. It's all good, man. Jim says, hey, guys, I know the channel can use it this week. That's why I'm doing it early, just in case I don't get to stay the whole time. I want to make sure we get at least one challenge in. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Robert says, hello, Jim Pale. Good evening, sir. I'm sorry I just saw this. I'm currently still driving. Robert N. is still driving. For those of you that didn't get to see the video on the extended version of the 18 hours in Pattaya, I encourage you to become a channel member and get those perks. You can do that by clicking the join button below. And for $2.99 a month, you can get all the perks of channel membership. Now, I'll head back into the news, and still looking for 9 people with a $10 contribution for Jim's challenge. And we'll see how that works out. We'll see. Maybe we'll get Cash App, PayPal, or Super Chat. That's what Jim said. Okay, let's go on to some other news from today. 10 down, 90 to go, guys. I'll let Jim's running the challenge, so I'll let Jim do that. Dark red zone stricter than Thai government. So the Thai Retailers Association announces hours for dark red zones stricter than Thai government rules. And I wanted to read this article because in many cases, and Lyle, I'm hearing you there with 17 thumbs up. We got 38 watching. We should have about 30 thumbs up by now, but it's okay. The Retailers Association announces hours for dark red zones stricter than Thai government rules. Let me read this little article here. It's kind of interesting. The Thai Retailers Association, in conjunction with the Thai Shopping Center Association, announced their hours for dark red zones in Thailand tonight, which are stricter than those stated by the CCSA. According to both Thai shopping associations, they will adopt the following rules in dark red zones, which are Bangkok, Chonburi, which includes Pattaya, Nonthaburi, Chiang Mai, Samut Prakan, and Pathan Thani, effective May 1st for at least 2 weeks or until further notice by the Thai government. So there you go. Shopping malls will be open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., 1 hour stricter than the CCSA rules, they note. Supermarkets will be open until 9 p.m. Markets will be open until 9 p.m. Convenience stores like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, etc. will be open from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is stricter than the CCSA rule from 4 to 11. Wow. Mr. Lyle there just kicked in 30. And I can show his email came through. Maybe the other one did too. I don't know. Lyle, I love you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you. There's his $30 right there. So we got 40 in the kitty. 40 in the kitty. Leaving 60 to go. And I don't have Travel TV's email to show you, Jim, but trust me, brother, it's there. Yeah, 60 to go. That's awesome, man. What's Jim saying? Come on, guys, make me pay. Jim says, hey, guys, you can also go share this live on your social media. Get some new people here. It's very simple to do. That's true. Just share the live stream. Also, Jim has Jim, you're welcome to put your link up. Jim's doing a lot of stuff helping people. His company that he's forming is helping others. I think so. I believe, by the way. Yeah. Jim says, oh, by the way, there was a stipulation to this challenge. Everybody's money counts, but wow. Helpingothersrightnow.com. That is his website, and he is currently in the Tampa area of Florida, doing a lot of good for a lot of people. So I encourage you guys after the live stream to go over there and check him out. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, Travel TV, and thank you thank you, Lyle, very much for the large contribution there. Very much appreciate that. Very much appreciate it. Let me get back to what I was reading. Let me try again. There we go. Go hopping. YouTube deleted my YouTube channel and account, so my membership was canceled. That's okay. You can just go back and do it again. Just go back and do it again. You got your channel deleted? Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. Did YouTube give you a reason, just out of curiosity? Or do you not want to disclose that? If you don't want to disclose it, that's fine. I'm just curious because I keep hearing about a lot of channels getting shut down and a lot of channels getting videos removed, etc. So I'm just curious. Moving on, I read about the markets. It says, and the convenience stores, restaurants, including food cart vendors, can operate takeaway only until 9 p.m. Dine-in is prohibited in dark red zones. Food courts / open seating areas at markets for dining must close and cannot be open. So you can't go to a food court, sit down, and eat. These rules will last at least 2 weeks from May 1st, but could it be extended according to the representatives from the Retail Association? These are people that are the Retail Association, people like that. They're concerned because they're losing their businesses. They just are. They're losing their businesses, and there's not really a whole lot they can do about it. This third wave of shutdowns, business closures, and other things are truly scary, because there's going to be a void left. Yes, get that thumbs up button. Thank you, Jim. There's going to be a void left of properties, of businesses. It's going to take, now I believe, if you guys have been watching my live streams for any good length of time at all, you know that I've always been a true optimist when it comes to Thailand getting everything cleared up and reopened ASAP. Really. And then what I found is, without all the magic shots that they need, again, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's in the supply chain, if it's a marketing thing, if it's a financial thing, whatever the case may be. We keep hearing that the shots are coming, but they, when when they're scheduled to come, there's been delays. There's been a lot of problems associated with getting them in here, and we don't know. I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate as to why. I'm just saying there's a whole bunch of reasons that it could have been, that completely outside of the Thai government's fault. So not blaming the government in any way, but that is the solution to the problem. And until Thailand has that 70% that they're looking for inoculated, you're probably not going to see a lot of ease restrictions and those kind of things. One thing I will say is, when all this is over and Thailand does receive that 70%, and then it gets more and more and more, it gets better and better and better. I just watched a video this morning from Integrity Legal, and Integrity Legal, most of you guys know, if you watch this channel very often, I've talked about Benjamin Hart. He does a great job explaining things, and they were talking about changes to immigration rules that would be coming up, and changes to immigration rules would be positive for long stay expats in the kingdom. So retirees, even people that are working on some different types of jobs. Hey, Richard, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in. Jim, your challenge has 7 more minutes. 7 more minutes and $60. Just correct me if I'm wrong. 7 minutes and $60, I believe, to be met. That would be awesome if we could do that. But if not, I love you guys. It doesn't matter. So I'm a bit concerned about what the future holds exactly for Thailand. I mean, I'm a school teacher. Schools are closed. You can't really travel. You can travel interprovincially, but different provinces have different rules for you coming into their provinces. For example, if you didn't know, now Phuket has closed its land border at night. So from a certain time in the evening to a certain time the next morning, you can't use the land border unless you are like delivering medical supplies or something of that nature. In addition to that, when you arrive to Phuket, you have to either have proof of a negative test within the last 72 hours, proof of inoculation, or a test on the spot. That test for Thais it is free. That test for foreigners is 500 baht. That's and I see that Chonburi, which is the province that has Pattaya in it, is averaging little over 100 cases a day. Probably going to see something like that. I don't want to speculate. Let me not say probably. It would not surprise me to see some type of travel restrictions imposed in places like that. These are things that you need to consider, especially if you have flights that are booked that are refundable. Traveling to Thailand right now, if you're a foreigner looking to come over, probably not the best time. I've said that before during the second wave, and I'll say it again because it's true. You're going to get here. Pretty much nothing's going to be open. If you go to any tourist areas, you're not going to have nightlife. You're not going to have entertainment venues. You're not going to have bars or pubs. Is it worth coming over? That's the call you have to make. Jim's leaving some stuff. Jim says, yes, you're right. It's 40 and 60 to go, and the challenge has been stretched out to 11 p.m. Oh, thank you, Jim. Come on, guys. Start digging in your pocket. The channel needs it this week. Challenge number 1, $40 contributed so far. We need $60 more to meet the challenge. We can do it, guys. Come home. Excuse me. You guys can do it and make me pay. LOL. Yes, Jim has said if we reach that $100 by any means necessary, $100, he will contribute an additional $25. And I would be eternally grateful for that. We've been doing very well with contributions of people supporting the channel, and I appreciate you guys very much for helping out, because that is typically how the channel survives, to be honest with you. And I really appreciate it, especially in times like this when I don't know, for all I know, next month I could not get paid. I don't know. We won't be working. I mean, we'll be working from home, but there's always that there's always that risk. Just because you work here in Thailand doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get paid. I've seen it happen at various jobs before. I'm not saying it's happened at my job. I'm just saying I've seen it happen at various jobs before, and then you have to hire a lawyer and you have to go through all that process. And if you don't have any money to begin with, you're just kind of, So it's always good to have a safety cushion. And I appreciate you guys for that. Jim says, if you have cash and you can send back cash out, there is no fee if you send it by PayPal, only 3%, no fee for Cash App. And there's only 3% if you send it by Super Chat, 30% fee taking out here. Cash App, that's the my Cash App tag. Mark says, we are maskless in West Hollywood tonight, outdoors only. That's why I'm having my Japanese dinner out on the sidewalk. Good for you, man. Good for you. The mask mandate here in Thailand. Hey, Richard, $10 more. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. He says, great show. Thanks, sir. Much appreciated. I hate that you missed the very beginning, or maybe you were here and just didn't say anything. I'm not sure. But thank you for the contribution. So that'll be 50 to go. Mr. Pale, 50 to go. Thank you, Richard. Thank you so much. There is, I originally said PayPal and Cash App, but I will count the 10 from Richard as well. Thank you. 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 There's more of some little bit of news I can go over here. 50 to go, says Jim. I really want to be more informative on this channel, and I really want to bring you guys. I'm going to do a series because I'm going to have time this coming week. Will likely not be. I will be working from home, but the amount of work I have should be fairly limited. Should be. I got called into work several days last week, which is okay. I don't mind, but I should have time to do some more of what not to do in Thailand and what not to do in Pattaya videos. Maybe I will create a new series, what you should do in Thailand and what you should do in Pattaya. And you can use those videos. Those videos are in series, and they're on playlist on this channel. For those of you guys that are planning a vacation to Phuket or Pattaya or any red light district for that matter in Thailand, you can kind of use those videos as a general guide. And then the what not to do in Thailand videos, you can use those as pretty much like the what not really truly what not to do. Ross has a very exciting video on my channel, and I titled it "The Exact Amount of Money You Need to Retire in Thailand." It's a formula for you to plug your own numbers in to see how much money you would need to retire in Thailand and not work and not make any more money for a certain number of years. So it's called "The Exact Amount of Money You Need to Retire in Thailand." You can search that in the search function on the channel, and it is a fantastic video. Ross did a great job. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see here. Jim says, I want to raise money for the channel. We love this channel, and I want to support this channel as much as I can. Thank you, Jim. I really appreciate that. Travel TV says, in Florida, we are fully open. They had a full UFC fight last weekend downtown. I heard about that, Travel TV. I heard about that, and I was very surprised by that. And then I watched the interview with Dana White that he did on Fox News, and I was very surprised, very, very surprised that that happened. But Florida, again, is one of those states. Florida, Texas, and a few others seem to be coming along very well in terms of their rollouts. And my dad's in Florida right now, so I agree with you, Travel TV. He's talked about how nice it is to be in Florida, and he travels around in RV. Wow! Thank you. Okay, so here's the original Travel TV. $10 that came through, so I can prove that one. Very much appreciate that. That was the original one, and just got 20 more for your sushi. I don't eat sushi, Mark, but I appreciate it. Mark has set 20 more in there, which brings us down to 30 to go, I believe. 30 to go, and then Jim has to pay up. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Tampa here, wide open. Yep, Travel TV, you're in Jacksonville. Let's see. Ross says, fun fact, that was the first video I ever did. That is true. That was the first video that he ever actually did, and it has been a huge success on this channel. Well, I call it a huge success. I'm eternally grateful to Ross for allowing that video to be on this channel. This was right before he started his channel, and I encourage you guys to go watch Ross's channel as well if you're interested in the things that he does in Thailand. It's interesting. It's very interesting. And check it out and see what you think. And for those of you that are in the Florida area, I know a lot of people are coming to Florida. I even heard Governor Santos in an interview recently talking about just how open Florida really was, like in terms of openness, businesses, and the lack of mask mandates and stuff like that. So it seems like it's and they're back. They're their magic shot rollout was or has been very successful. 70 in and 30 to go. 30 to go, and then Jim's got to pay up. Law says deepest Polk County, not far from you. Oh, okay, you guys are next to each other. Hilo Helix. Hey man, just popping in to say thanks for the YouTube content. I've watched a lot of your videos on Thailand. Thank you, Helix. I appreciate that very much. Thanks for the positive comment there. I really appreciate that. Very, very much appreciated. I'm glad I make content that you like to watch. That's the purpose behind what I do. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Jim says, well, guys, we're getting pretty close. I guess I'm going to call it a night. Y'all have a, yeah, right, Jim. We got 5 minutes left to get $30, so we'll see. I think we can do it. There's a lot of good people in here, man. We can do it. Jim says, oh, Lyle, you have my hero, Grady Judd. I'm not sure what that means. Tim's like, you guys crack me up, man. I'm glad you have your own little thing going over here in the chat. But I wanted to be sure that I made everyone aware. And about an hour into this thing, I like to kind of summarize everything. So travel restrictions are in place. Curfews are in place. Business shutdowns and closures are in place. National bans on certain things are in place. However, Thailand is not calling this a lockdown. In fact, they don't want you to use the word lockdown. That's why I said, is this the title is a suggested lockdown? Maybe. I don't know, and I use suggested because of the soft, quote unquote, soft curfews and soft. Well, they're not really soft suggestions. They're actually very tough suggestions, but suggestions that you should abide by, that the government wants you to abide by, such as not traveling, not leaving your home unless you need to, not going out at night unless you need to. They want you to stay home, get the numbers down, and according to the government, they've got a whole bunch of magic shots on order. They're all coming in, and good news for expats, guys. Good news for expats. It just came out that expat, that hasn't been published in the Royal Gazette yet, but they're saying that all expats that reside in Thailand will be available, or the magic shots will be available to them. So that's good news for expats that are here. Jim says, JC, when you get off here, search on YouTube Sheriff Grady Judd. I have been in many states, and I've been Alabama, Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky. Everybody knows Grady Judd. The name sounds familiar. I have to check it out. Filtho says, thinking we need a new payment method. Pay cornbread. Yum, that delivers cornbread internationally. Just saying. I love me some cornbread, man. That would be awesome. Probably put some weight on me, though. Jim says, okay, guys, somebody's sending that $30 and making me pay. Yep, we got $30 left to go, and then Jim has to pay $25. That's going to be awesome. Marinko, hunger is coming, man. People will suffer. Are they stupid? I don't think they're stupid. People are already hungry and suffering. There's a lot of charities that are giving food to people that are, like not available for any kind of financial assistance, such as the entertainment nightlife workers, the in places like Pattaya, even here in Bangkok. They're doing some of that, and charities are giving out, and people are hungry. The homelessness rate, especially in Pattaya, has gone way up, unfortunately. Even here in Bangkok, you're starting to see more homeless people, and it's sad. It really is sad. It's just a matter of getting the magic shots rolled out to everybody and getting them in. Getting them in people's arms. I can't think of a better solution. And And that seems to be, by everything I've read, that seems to be the government solution as well. So I'm not sure. Ramjet, what's up, man? It's been a long time since I seen you. Good to see you. Hello from Jom Tien. How are things in Jom Tien, Ramjet? Talk to me, man. Big C says C positive tests running rife here in Red. Yeah, that's cool, man. Can't use the whole C word, so I'm gonna pull your comment, but it's all good, brother. Thank you for the comment. I appreciate it. They're running rampant pretty much everywhere right now, to be honest with you. Lyle says, Philthos, you're forgetting Pintos with cornbread. Oh, yeah, Pintos, man. Oh, hey, gotta love Thailand. Good to see you, bro. Jim says, 120 seconds to go. We need $30 to make me pay. Jim says, hey, guys, to hit that thumbs up button, we have 24 up and 2 down. Good. We got 2 trolls. 24 up, 2 down for the thumbs up. That's not bad for being an hour in. If you hadn't hit the thumbs up button, I'd greatly appreciate it if you did. And Jim says we need $30 more for his challenge, in which he will pay 25. So we'll see what happens here. It's now ending time of his challenge. We'll see if he extends or not. I don't know. Up to Jim. So what's happening here in Thailand is going to financially devastate a lot of businesses, a lot of people. Many of the businesses that you are used to seeing here in Thailand will not survive this closure or these restrictions that are currently being put in place. They just won't. I've talked to people on the ground that own some of these businesses, particularly in the restaurants and nightlife venues. There's no way. They just can't do it. They were barely getting back. If you watch my video, 18 hours in Pattaya, okay, that was the day before the shutdowns began in April. And it was thriving. I mean, it was thriving. I was so excited. I was like, Pattaya is coming back. And I was so excited. I went to a place I'd never been before. Went to a club and was talking to the manager there, and he was like, yeah, they're probably going to shut us down tomorrow. And he was like, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all. So they had the cluster that came from Bangkok, from the entertainment venues in Bangkok. That was how it originally started. And then the Songkran holiday, in my opinion, probably added to it because Songkran, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of like it's a religious holiday first and foremost. It's also the water festival. But what happens is a lot of Thai families get together. It's like Christmas or Thanksgiving in the States. A lot of Thai families get together and they see each other. You know, the people that work here in Bangkok that are from the villages up north or down south, they go home and they visit their families for 4 days or 3 days. Most of them usually take the whole week. But when you're around family, and you guys know this, when you're around family, around people you know and you trust and that kind of thing, you're less likely to be cautious about, mask wearing, hand washing, that kind of thing. And when after Songkran, and I said this in the live stream, after Songkran, it would probably get worse. And it did. It got, we saw the highest numbers we've seen in Thailand after Songkran. And now we have to weather this storm. My hope is that something happens. Well, I'll be darned. Jazz Trucking, $30. Thank you for the great information that you provide for us. That is absolutely amazing, Jazz Trucking. Thank you so very much. I hope that will satisfy Jim's requirement. It should. That's absolutely awesome, man. Thank you so much for that super chat. I really genuinely appreciate that. That's That's a big super chat. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Keep trying to provide good information, and good things keep happening. That's my kind of mantra. Ramjet says, so thank you very much, Jazz. That's a big contribution. I really appreciate it. Ramjet says most things closed, but some golf courses remain open to pass the time. That's true. Just about everything's closed in the dark red zones, and even the red zones have a lot of closures as well. Jim says, hey guys, I got to run for 10 minutes, but I'll be back. Try to get that 30 in before I get back, and I'll still honor the challenge. Well, Jim, we have done it. Life says, pay now, Jim. I love it. Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. Jim says, sorry, 11:03. Too bad. Nope. No way. 3 minutes. Too late. No way. I will pay. I'm out of here. Tough luck. Just kidding. I will send in 10 minutes. Travel TV says, pay up, Jim. He will. He'll send it. He said 10 minutes. He'll send it in 10 minutes. I'm going to be talking for another 10 minutes. So I'll show you when he sends it. And he'll probably send it Cash App, I would imagine. He likes to use that thing, and I don't mind. So thank you guys for a very successful, in terms of monetary, live stream. I really appreciate it. When you get around your family and you're, trusted and that kind of thing, you're not really going to have, you're not going to be as cautious as you would be if you were just out and about. And I believe that probably played a significant part in this third wave. I also understand why Thailand didn't cancel Songkran, because they canceled it entirely last year, and it's a major holiday here in Thailand. So it would be like canceling Christmas in the West, putting you on lockdown during Christmas. They didn't want to do that 2 years in a row, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. I think that doing that would have upset the Thais. And there are a lot of upset. I'm not going to get into politics, but there are a lot of upset Thai citizens right now with various issues that, unfortunately, because I live here, I can't talk about. Really, I don't need to talk about it anyway, because the political situation in America is enough to make me want to scream anyway. Definitely don't need to worry about it here in Thailand. What I do worry about is people's jobs here in Thailand. I worry about the Thai citizens that work here. I definitely worry about them. I see them struggling. I see them changing their business ideas. I see them going from selling fruits and selling from being entertainment workers to selling fruits and selling, making their own stand, selling smoothies, that kind of thing. The drive of the Thai people is extraordinary. The ability to make them, their ability to just not quit is unbelievable. I've learned more from the Thai people about not giving up than I did from most of my time in the West. I will also say that there are many expats here that I feel very sorry for, good expats that own businesses, whether it be restaurants or nightlife stuff. They're good people that run their businesses very well, and they're just out of money. They're simply out of money because of this being the third wave or whatever. And they're going to lose a business that'll probably never come back. And that's sad for me. It's real sad, especially when they've spent, their heart and soul into it. Paul Fisher says, hello from Pattaya, Jeremy. Seems Seems all of a sudden we have more time on our hands. Is this situation ever going to end? Let's pray. Man, I'm gonna tell you, I thought it was over at the beginning of this month. I did. I really thought Thailand was climbing the ropes back. And with all the promises of all the magic shots coming in, I thought it was going to be great. But it turned out that it just didn't happen that way. The shots didn't get here. People didn't get inoculated. And, well, the shots did arrive, but the rollout was hampered by something. I don't know what. I'm not here to give an opinion on government situations. But I can tell you that the rollout was not. It just seemed that there were not enough people getting inoculated, and had more people gotten inoculated, I believe we would not quite be in the same situation we are. But at the same time, we're not going to dwell on the past, because that's what happened is what happened. And even the PM says it'll be what it'll be. And it is what it is now that Songkran's over. So we're living with the results, and hopefully everything is going to be okay soon. Ross says, or even worse, resorts. Yep, I feel you, Ross. I feel you. People that own resorts, whether it be Thais or foreigners that own these resorts around here, nobody's traveling right now. So it's hard to make. It's hard to make that money count. I mean, it's hard to make money right now if you own your own business that has anything to do with the tourism sector in Thailand. It's really tough, and in fact, it's almost impossible at the moment. And my heart goes out to everybody that's in that struggle. Filtho says the Thai ability to not quit comes a lot from the lack of a safety net. True. Quite literally, if they quit, they die slow and nasty. I agree with that. 100%. You're right. There is no real safety net here in Thailand for people. So that not quit, must work attitude is something that I wasn't used to, because obviously I come from America. I come from the West, where we do have safety nets. And I really like the fact that I'm seeing a developing nation with good people in it adapt and overcome the situation. It's really been a spectacle to see. It really has. Lyle says, exactly, Ross. I will stay there if your wife is open this way. Ross says, my wife is closed off to visiting, but the resort will be open for visitors. That's funny. Oh, I think that story goes back a long way. That's a good one. For those of you who don't know, Ross has a very, very beautiful wife, and she is also a incredibly she has an incredible character. He's married to a really, really good woman, and I think a lot of guys give him a hard time about how beautiful she is, and how good a person she is, and how fortunate he is. So that probably had a little something to do with the inside joke there. I've had the privilege of being around Ross's wife quite a bit, and in my time in Rayong and others, and good woman, really good woman. Ross says, my wife is what they call wife material. Yes, yes, that's correct. That's correct, Ross. I agree with that. Also, something I've noticed in this period here, where the restrictions have started to take place. Now, keep in mind, this is actually the real first day of these restrictions. I look out my window. Hey, Steve, good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming in, man. I look out my window and there's usually a bunch of traffic on the road, and there's hardly any traffic on the road right now. I know it's Saturday morning, but still, there's usually a lot of traffic, and I just think about the businesses and the people that own the businesses, and I wish them nothing but the best, whether it be Thai or foreign. You know, even more so the Thais, because typically foreigners that open businesses have quite a hefty savings. Hopefully, the writing on the wall they saw and pulled out of the business or sold it off, whatever, early enough that they didn't lose everything. And I hope that they were savvy enough to do that. Same thing goes for the Thais. I hope that they had enough to keep them going. But I see Thais changing businesses. They go from doing one thing to doing another because they have to keep the income coming in. And that's like Filtho said, that there is no safety net. So that's why you see Thais just doing so phenomenally well. Words of wisdom: are there big fines for traveling in Thailand? Right, the big fines right now are for masks in Thailand. So if you're not wearing a mask in one of the zones that requires you to wear a mask in public, which is definitely the dark red, and I believe the red as well. Could be the orange. They've left it up to the provincial governors this time. So every province could have a different set of rules, while some provinces maintain a certain set of rules. Some provinces, the rules vary slightly, but the fines can be imposed for not wearing a mask in public or in a gathering of people indoors, up to 20,000 baht, which is about $600 US. Not sure about the indoor thing, but if you leave your house, home, condo, Airbnb, whatever, and you don't have a mask on and you're outside, you can be fined in certain areas up to 20,000 baht. And I believe if you are caught spreading the illness, that you can also face criminal charges. And we know that that's true because 2 owners of 2 businesses in Bangkok are already in jail for that purpose. And Thai citizens, we have read and went over in other live streams, have also put out the warning, or have also been summoned to criminal court. I don't know exactly what you call it here. It's not a subpoena, but put out an arrest warrant maybe, or something like that. So that's something a little bit different here. Ross says no fines for travel as long as you wear a mask. That's my understanding. I agree. Tim says lack of traffic is a little unnerving to you. Yeah, because not unnerving because of, it's unnerving for the reasons I said. Because the people, you have to be here to understand. The Thais are scared to death of this illness. Okay. And perhaps rightfully so. But the fear here is unbelievable. And, to see people, it's not mentally balance owed by Jim Pell, $0.0. Jim, what did you send? I didn't see him. Maybe it'll come through in a second, bud. But the mentality of people, when you have to stay basically at home pretty much all day for an extended period of time, it messes with your psyche, right? And it can cause, make you feel depressed, lazy, lethargic, languishing. You can be, or languished, I should say, is a very common problem amongst these, larger restrictions. So these are things I worry about, Tim. Words of Wisdom says, thank you for answering the question. Can you also travel between provinces without queue? We can't use the whole word there, Words of Wisdom. I'm sorry. Please don't take offense to me removing your comment. It's a good question, but YouTube will not allow us to use the entire Q word. To answer your question, I will still answer your question. Yes, but there are provinces set up around Thailand where if you go in, I gave the Phuket example earlier. So if you go into, if you drive to Phuket or fly into Phuket, whatever, you have to either have a negative test that is 72 hours young or younger. You have to have certified inoculation, saying that you've received both your shots, or if you test, you can test negative when you go in to Phuket. So if you test positive, then you go straight to Q in a field hospital or a regular hospital, depending on what your temperature is and symptoms and all that stuff. Stuck in Balance Low by Jim, $0.00. Stuck in Florida says, good morning, JC. I was listening earlier, and I think Thailand has only received about 3 million doses. There were problems with the Chinese one, is my understanding. That is my understanding as well, and good to see you, Stuck. Thank you for dropping by as always. Love you, man. Glad you're here. Yeah, there was a problem with Chinese. I was explaining earlier, I really don't know what the problems have been that have caused the delays. I know that some of it was with the FDA here in Thailand. I don't know that the FDA caused delays, but I know that the FDA had to go through their approval process, etc., as they are going through their approval process for manufacturing this Japanese-made medication I was talking about earlier. So as they go through the certification of all that stuff, it takes time. And I think the delays are inevitable when you're dealing with FDAs in whatever country you're going through. So, between that and then, they paused on the AZ Magic Shot for a little while because there were some issues around the world with it. They paused on the Chinese one because there were some issues with it. They paused or didn't pause, maybe not pause, but I think there was a held order on the J&J one because of a potential issue. So there have been these pauses, these delays, so to speak, in the distribution. I think that's been the cause of most of the problems. But again, it could be completely out of the Thai government's control. So I'm not blaming anybody. Ryan says, do you think whenever full tourism does reopen, scams or crime will be a bigger problem than ever because people will be desperate? Actually, no. Ryan, I believe that. Oh, you sent it through Chime, Jim. Okay, I got you. I'll check my email. I haven't gotten an email. Let's see. I'll check it though. I guess it depends on which email you send it to. I don't see it yet, Jim. It could be my internet. It's probably my internet. My internet's been slow all morning. But Ryan, to answer your question, no, I don't. I think that there'll probably be less crime because right now it would be the time for crime when people are super desperate, when there's no hope for them to open their business, when they can't open their business, when they can't make their own money. Then that's usually the time when you will see higher crime rates. Fortunately, Thailand doesn't really have a high crime rate, like violent crime rate anyway. Not that I've seen. I think when they reopen and Thais and foreigners alike are able to make, that have businesses are able to make money again, I think you will see a decline in any crime rate that may have risen because they won't need to take the chance of committing crimes. There have been 3 large drug busts in northern Thailand over the last week, and that is probably more out of desperation than anything else. Now, I'm sure those were major rings or whatever, major operations, but at the same time, I believe it'll be better. I don't believe scams and those kind of things will be prevalent once it comes back. In fact, I think that the country itself may be a little bit more grateful for tourism and for the foreigners that come and stay and really love Thailand. Filtho says, are they considering consorting with personal trainers as reckless spreading the illness? Oh yeah. So be real careful there. Jim Pell says to check my email. Jim, I am checking my email, brother. And let me check it again. Let me keep checking. There it is. It just didn't come through. It didn't ding, Jim. But I will show everybody. Jim sent his money from Chime. So Jim did pay up, in case anybody is wondering. There it is. The $25 as promised. Jim, thank you very, 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 very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for throwing out that challenge today, because it certainly helped out the channel. And love you guys that contributed. Love you guys that didn't contribute. But I really appreciate that, Jim. Thank you, man. Thank you. For some reason, the internet's just running real slow today. I guess it's because everybody's home and everybody's using the internet. I don't know why. Ross says, still plenty of traffic in Rayong. Mall still packed on weekends. Going shopping today for wood chipper. I expect roads to be full. That's interesting. Ross says, Filthos personal trainers request umbrella so they don't get wet. Yes, that is true. Stake of Florida says, now a lot of Thai people also have fear of the shot. By what I'm hearing, I didn't think that would be a problem in Thailand. I didn't either. And you bring up a good point, Stuck. You bring up a very good point, actually. I didn't think that would be a problem either, but because of the pauses that they've had, because of things that they've read in the media about, people having really bad side effects. In fact, there was one that just didn't make it at all. But they're saying that one that didn't make it at all was not, didn't have anything to do with the magic shot. It was some type of unknown dietary supplement. That's what I read. I don't know. But we'll see. Filtho says, as far as Thai fear of the illness, it is more the illness or the insane consequences of having an illness that has been essentially criminalized. As far as Thai fear of the illness, is it more the illness or the insane consequence of having the illness that has been essentially criminalized? I think the second part, the latter part of your statement, Filthos, is the correct answer there. I think in the beginning, the first part would be the answer. Very, very, very fearful here in Thailand. I think that was a major consideration amongst Thais. They were worried about just the illness itself. Now that I just got a message here from the tiger. We'll read that in just a second. But the consequences of having the illness has been somewhat criminalized. To be clear, has been somewhat criminalized because if you do the right thing and take the right steps, notify the proper authorities, then you're okay. You're not gonna face criminal court or anything. But if you don't do the right thing, you don't notify the proper authorities, you don't isolate, you don't do the steps that are required by the Ministry of Health and by the CCSA, then yeah, you could face legal jeopardy. So I think that the consequences being criminalized just added to the more I talk through this here, the more I'm thinking about it, it just essentially added to the fear that was already there. So you bring up, that's a very good question, Phil. Those very good question. Travel TV says, got to go, JC, working in the morning. I hear you, brother. Thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I'm very excited to see you get back to Southeast Asia and bring that new gear with you. That's going to be awesome. Let's see here. MedTech Live. Yes, sir, MedTech. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Filtho says, Ross, have you heard about me? Surprised I need a whole umbrella because the raincoats just don't fit. That's funny. MedTech with his always famous greeting there. Yes, Jim, I got your chime. Thank you very much, sir. And I appreciate that. I don't know why it didn't ding. I don't know why the email didn't show up, but I refreshed it and it came right up there. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you very, very much. Very much. Stuck in Florida says, Ryan, Thailand is much less crowded and can control it better, in my humble opinion. Please use C or it, please. So in other words, don't use the whole C word. MedTech says he doesn't understand, but he does. Oh, yes, he does. Ross says, I expect Thailand to be more expensive when fully reopened. So do I. So do I, Ross. That's my number one concern is they're going to try to just price things to death, and I really hope they don't do that. It would be more beneficial to them to hold prices. In other words, quantity. I feel like would be their better goal. But we'll see. Ross says, Filthos Thai umbrellas are usually smaller for ties. I've heard that a lot. Jim Pell says, got it, buddy. I got it. Jim says, hey, Lyle, never lose faith in me, my friend. I come through. It may take a minute, but it always comes through. That's true. That's very true. Yes, it did. MedTech, hello, my friend. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Stuck, says Jim. MedTech says, hi, Stuck. I didn't understand your comment. What is C? You know what C is, MedTech. Ryan says, one, I believe Northern Italy, Iran, USA, UK, Brazil got slammed by C. Now India is a bad way. It is realistic to think it won't happen. Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam just reported new cases. Yeah, it's that time of the year too. If that plays a part. Stuck in Florida says the situation, the worldwide problem, etc. The big C. There we go. You're explaining MedTech. I got you. Jim Pell says, okay, what county do we have covered in Florida? Lyle has Polk. Jim has Tampa. Who's next? I think Lyle's talking to Jim. Jim says, Stuck, you're a big C can be a problem. You're right. A big C can be a problem. It can be. Better than stuck in India. That is true, MedTech. I would agree with that 100%. Jim says, JC, how much longer do you think we have here, my friend? I'm getting ready to wrap it up, Jim. I'm going to wrap it up here in just a second, but I want to read this first. Thai people not given a choice which magic shot they will receive. So this just came in, hot off the press. It says the public health minister, Newton, announced that people will not be given a choice of which magic shot they receive amid widespread criticism of the slow rollout of the vaccination in Thailand. I'm reading from the Tiger. This is not my words. Of the slow rollout of vaccination in Thailand, the health minister discussed the process of vaccines being, I said the word, of magic shots being approved for distribution within Thailand. Many are concerned about the possible side effects from the different options. The minister stated that people reporting for magic shots will be injected with the most suitable option available for their demographic. No magic shot choice will be given in free inoculation centers. The health minister stressed that people will receive an immunizing magic shot, and that every magic shot that is administered in Thailand is first inspected by a safety committee. Currently, the Chinese one is the most used in Thailand, being prioritized for medical workers, frontline workers, and immigration officers. That magic shot requires 2 doses spaced 3 weeks apart. The one for Pfizer still in the evaluation process, though the health minister commented that if and when it is approved for use in Thailand, that vaccine, that magic shot would be the ideal choice for young people from 12 to 18 years old, as it has been tested to be safe for children over 12. The minister said that Thailand is prepared to register these magic shots by all different manufacturers, and that the government is not hindering any specific brand. But the process before magic shots can be administered within the borders involves the manufacturer registering their magic shots by submitting necessary documents to the Food and Drug Administration. The government then evaluates the magic shot, and once it is deemed safe, it will approve the registration. Currently, only the Chinese one and the AZ one are available in Thailand, though many makers are pushing to get through the FDA approval process. The Thai government aims to lock down commitments from these two makers to confirm a speedy delivery time. The problem of importing magic shots in large quantities is that the jabs are needed worldwide, including the home countries of the magic shot producers, which often get priority before exporting. A second I'm not going to read that one. But there you go. That's the latest news on magic shotting updating. So I saw a bunch of comments rolling here, and let's see what we got. In Indiana, not India, says Matt J. That's funny. Jim says, hold on, stop the presses. Hold on, stop the presses. Quick challenge number 2. Uh-oh. Challenge number 2. Let's see what we got. St. Johns County says, take far. Filther says, Thailand coming back more expensive. They don't seem to grasp economy of scale. 1 million poor visitors, but more dinners, rooms, etc. than 1,000 rich ones. You will not hear me argue that point, Filthos. You will not hear me argue that point. Just like they've made observations in the media recently about, bringing back long-term stayers instead of focusing on people with tourist visas. Like, really? that's what I'm thinking. I don't understand the thought process behind it. But then again, this is not my country, and it's not my place to judge. Filtho says if they want to get cash flowing into the hands of people, they would be wise to lower costs. I think lowering costs would be lowering costs and bringing people back quickly would be ideal. I do think that, Filthos. But will that happen? I don't know. I really don't know. Jim says, yes, Stuck, I knew you would catch what I was saying about the big C could be a problem. All right. Matt Tech says, Filthos is exactly correct. I can't argue with you. Jim says, Jeremy, how many super chats did you get, sir? I got 2. One for 30 and one for 10. Ross Ram says, Filthos, it's the small family-run businesses that will raise prices to deal with the mounting debt they have taken on. Yeah, that's true. X, I know 1 for $30, Jim says. Jim Pell, I only know of 2, 30, and 10. For the super chats, yeah. Richard Cyphers did $10 super chat earlier. How much PayPal, please? Let's see here. We got 30, 40, 60 in PayPal. Yep, 60 in PayPal. Then we have the $30 super chat, which is 90, and the $10 super chat, which made the 100. Felto said, Ross, that sounds like a prime opportunity for loan sharks to start circling. That does sound like a prime opportunity for that, Felto, so I will have to agree with you there. Ross says, loan sharks have been at buffets for months now. Ross also says devaluation of the baht would be the best thing to bring in new money. I agree with that, Ross. Jim says, okay, listen up. After internet fees, we are at $111. So here we go. Ross says, Jim sounds like the IRS now. Filthos, observation. The spot exchange rate hit 32 baht to the dollar. Anyone know what current street exchanges are charging? That's a good question. I haven't been to a street exchanger for a long time. I can't answer that question. Somebody in here might. The Ralph, nothing going to get going now until 2020 when people feel more secure and confident. Probably right, Ralph. The only way the confidence is going to go up is with the magic shots, with the inoculations. That's my personal opinion. I don't see it. I don't see anything getting better any other way, really. Ross has got 31.2 on the street exchange there, Filthos. Steak and Flour says, the Ralph, I unfortunately agree with you. Yep, I unfortunately agree as well. I really thought that by the they're still the media is still saying by July 1st, the Phuket and the Samui models are going to be open. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. What I do know is I want to thank Jim for throwing out these challenges, and I want to thank everyone who contributed monetarily to the challenges, because you guys have no idea how much it helps keep the channel going and helps prepare me for my next trip wherever I may go, or helps buy equipment for the channel. That is what all contributions are used for. I really love you guys for it, and I appreciate it very, very, very much. So big thanks to all my moderators, my channel members. If you're not a channel member, you probably should be. All you have to do is click the join button below, and you can see the perks that you get. It's worth $2.99 a month. I would strongly suggest considering becoming a channel member. Jim says, Jim put challenge number 2. If you can get $50 between now and the end of chat, you get another 25. So Jim going to get another 25. I can get 50 between now and the end of the chat. Unless somebody's going to send 50 real quick, I don't think we're going to make it, Jim. I don't think we're going to make it, brother. Unless somebody's got something else to talk about. Ross Brown said, you get 25 more from you. Yeah, I understand. The Ralph makes a good point. We'll leave it up for a minute, Jim, see what happens. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Ross says it hit 31.78 at the beginning of April. I was lucky to catch it and move a large sum of cash over. Jim says, hey, hang on. Okay, I'm hanging. MedTech says exchange rate, good news. That's true. Jim says, somebody throw 50 real quick. Jim says, have faith, my friend. Have faith. You have a great family here, and we're going to come together. We're going to do it. Somebody send 50 right now, and I'll send 25. Let's do it, guys. Thank you, Jim. I love you. I love the way you push, man. I really do. I love the way you try to keep the channel up and help out with the funds. I really do, because it's you never know what the future holds. So I appreciate that very much, Jim. Very much. We'll see what happens. Stuck says the in-country production is supposed to start June, July. So a few months after that, things should start getting better. I agree with you on that one, Stuck. The devil's advocate part of me on that particular comment. Jim says PayPal or Cash App. Okay. So he's looking for 50, either PayPal or Cash App. Gotcha, bud. But Stuck, they're saying that they're going to be able to reopen like the sandbox model in Phuket, right? And possibly Samui in July. I just don't know how they're going to do that without the in-country production. I don't know how they're going to do that, because as I just read, everything has to go through such a lengthy process. I don't know. But you're right about the in-country production. When it starts, it will definitely be better. I do agree with you 100%. PayPal, Cash App, please, Jim says. Fair enough, Jim. Jim says, I don't like to see 30% going out. It's all good. Understandable. Come on, guys. Jimmy don't think we can do it. He must be using talk to text, he's saying, Jeremy. Ross Ryan says, Stuck, if Thailand can be as successful in giving magic shots the way USA has, we could have a very good October or November. That is true, Ross. That is very, very true. 100% true. 100% true. Jim says, guys, we have 25 watching right now. That's $2 each. Let's do it. Guys, we have 25 watching. It's $2 each. Let's do it. I love it, Jim. I love the push that you give. Stuck in Florida says, Ross around, good morning. Yes, I think Thailand will use its military and has health centers all over Thailand. They do. And that would be a good use of the military, Stuck. I agree. Jim's looking for the ding, ding, ding. And I got the phone open up. There's no ding, ding, ding. At least not yet. In my opinion, we've accomplished all we're going to accomplish with the monetary contributions tonight, which is wonderful that we had. And I appreciate you, Jim, throwing out challenge number 2. I appreciate that very much. But we only have 27 people watching, and this is a little bit lower live stream than what we normally do. We'll have another one tomorrow, and hopefully you'll join us for that one, and maybe you can push that 50 out then. Lyle says 35 up and 3 down. That's good. That's not bad numbers. Everybody just be sure to hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate that very much. Jim says, hey guys, one more thing. Would you please do me a favor? I love helping others or helping this channel, but we need help on our channel for my website. I mean, we have the homeless, domestic violence victims, and more. Yeah, he does. So there is his website, helpingothersrightnow.com. Check that out. Jim's doing a great job. He's really helping people. And I'm really glad he's here to help this channel, to be honest with you. I really am. And I appreciate it very, very much. So, guys, you guys made a lot of really good sense today, a lot of good comments, and a lot of good questions. And I really appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate that. It was a good discussion. It really was. And tomorrow is going to be an update and kind of we're going to talk about the future a little bit. And the future involves a little bit of speculation, but mostly educated guesses Or maybe I'll find a topic that that one of you suggest. If you would like to suggest a topic for tomorrow, feel free to do so via comment or send it to me on Facebook Messenger. Jim says, last chance, somebody threw 25 in right now, and I will match it, PayPal or Cash App. Jim's trying to give it time for 25 to come in, and he will match it, PayPal or Cash App. That would be interesting. It would be funny to see 25 come in right now. It would be great, but it would also be funny to see 25 just pop up all of a sudden. Matt Tech says, I will be there this year, but really hoping to avoid the queue by being vaxxed. It may be a forlorn hope. Well, as of right now, I don't know if you were here, Matt Tech, but I talked about the right as of right now. It doesn't matter if you've been inoculated or not. They've moved the queue back to 14 days for all foreigners. So we'll see how that changes. Greg says, I suggest bikinis, lots of bikinis. There's nothing wrong with bikinis. We love bikinis. Stuck says, okay, Jim Pell. Not sure what Stuck means by that, but I'll take his word for it. Oh, that's what he meant by that. There you go, Jim. Stuck, I love you, man. Thank you. Stuck just sent the 25, and there's the email. Thank you very much, Mr. Stuck. Much love and appreciation for that one right there, brother. That'll get Jim to throw his in. There's the 25 right there. Jim, look at you go with your money-making self for this channel. It takes a village. Yes, it does, and I appreciate that, brother. It does take a community to build value. That's for sure. I really appreciate that, Stuck. And Jim, thanks for the last minute coming in there. That's pretty awesome. I didn't think we would get anything. Good job, guys. I really appreciate it. Really, genuinely appreciate it. Words of Wisdom says, is there any point in coming there right now? Are they rolling out the passports? They are going to have those passports. Right now, I can't see any reason to come. I was talking about that earlier. Words of Wisdom, I wouldn't come right now. Give it time to improve a little bit, and then see what happens. If it were me and I was in my home country, I wouldn't be looking to come right now. Jim says, okay, guys, let's just do it tomorrow night. Then I got to go. I'm tired. We will get tomorrow. Oh, we got him, Jim. Jim says, hey, guys, I will go. Lyle says, Greg, I agree. Yep, I agree too, Lyle. That video with a whole bunch of bikini pictures is coming out this week. Don't worry, I promise. And for channel members, you will have additional content on that video. Jim says, hey guys, I will throw a little phrase out that I was taught and told about 10 years ago. It takes a village. Yeah, it does take a village. 100%. Matt Tech says, I know Jeremy. Mike S. told me, sad news. I really want to be there this year. Yeah, it's tough, man. It really is. It's sad. Jim says, okay, mine will be coming on Chime in a little while. He can show you tomorrow night. I sent it. Is that okay with you, Stuck? Of course, it's no problem, says Stuck. Word of Wisdom says, thank you. Jim Pell says, thank you for sending that, Stuck. Thank you for sending that, Stuck. And thank you for sending that, Mr. Jim Pell. And I didn't know when you were planning on sending that Chime, so I'll refresh the email and see if it pops up. And it didn't. So I will show Jim's 25 on Chime tomorrow during tomorrow's live stream. So you guys absolutely rock, and I truly appreciate it very, very much. Very, very, very much. Guys, there's Jim's website. Don't forget to check him out. Ross has a channel. Check him out. Anybody else has a YouTube channel that wants to plug, go right ahead real quick. with that being said, guys, I want to say thank you to everybody. Big thank you to those of you that contributed, and of course to Jim for getting the push out there. I really appreciate it. Very awesome. Very awesome. Jim says, guarantee it will pop up in a little bit. I've got to switch some money over. Oh, no problem, man. We know you're good for it, Jim. We know you're good for it. No worries, man. Lyle says, still waiting, Jim. We'll show Jim's contribution tomorrow night for sure. But I really appreciate you guys. If you didn't catch the beginning of this video, maybe we want to go back and do that. Robert has got the channel membership link up there. I encourage you guys that are not channel members to become channel members if you really enjoy the content on this channel, because there's more content there, and there's a lot more coming for channel members. Yes, Stuck doesn't use Facebook, so getting in touch with Stuck is like getting in touch with an astronaut on the space station. It's hard to do. Very, 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 very difficult. Very difficult. But with that being said, thanks to all my moderators. Thank you guys who contributed. I really, really, genuinely appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who commented. Thanks to everybody who participated in the conversation. Thanks to everybody who asked good questions. It helps keep the flow going and the topic going and everything else. And on your way out, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. That being said, you guys that are in the West, have a really good night. Check out Jim's website. And whatever you do today, be sure you do more life. Love you guys, and I will see you in 24 hours.